Activities of the 2 weeks celebration includes luncheon of the festival, traditional wear Sunday service, 3-day revival, feast of the Blessed Virgin Mary, sung mass, among others. Chairman of the Patronal Festival Committee, Mr. Innocent Boy, was optimistic that come next year, the celebration will be bigger.
Actually, we decided to celebrate the 114 years anniversary of the church in a grand style because of what we've gone through. In fact, for a very long time, the church has not been able to stand firm. We've not been able to stand as a community to unite and take actions in activities. So we decided to come together this time to show the public that, in fact, we are reviving and we are ready to change the name that people used to call the St. Mary Anglican Church, or how people see the St. Mary Anglican Church. The theme that we chose for this year's celebration is Arise and Shine, for your light has come. And that is exactly what we are seeing now. We launched the program 2 weeks ago, and we launched it by just unveiling the activities of the whole 2 weeks that we expect to celebrate the program. After the launch, we continue with traditional day. That is exactly the following week after the launch, of which we wore our traditional attires throughout the church, and by the grace of God, it was awesome. We continue with 2 days revival with Larry Benson, and by the grace of God, he was able to deliver on our theme for us. We continue to have our main grand day, that is the 2nd day of February, with our candlelight procession. The procession and the mass was celebrated by Reverend Canon Bautier, of which the program was superb. As we speak today, we are gathered here to thank God in white for ensuring we had a very good programs, and that is why we are gathered here. In the upcoming year, we expect to see the church growing in a grand style, because what we've seen today, we don't expect to come down anymore, but we are expecting to go up and go up and go up. Next year, God willing, we will be celebrating our 115 years, and we are believing that we will start it very early, and we will expect a very grand style program to just conclude the 115 years of our activities.
On the sidelines of the service, His Lordship Right Reverend Dr. Daniel Sylvanus Mensah Toto, Bishop of Accra, unveiled the grotto made by Mr. Richard Adawu, member of the church.
I was adopted by the Virgin Mary during the hard times of my mother, and my mother had nothing on her not to put that into prayer, and she was looking for a son, and that was when the Virgin Mary brought me out, and then my mother conceived and then had a baby. So by doing this, it's something that I had to do to praise God and to give thanks to our Creator.
Preaching the sermon, Right Reverend Dr. George Kote Nikwe, the Suffragan Bishop of Accra, called on the members of the church to be united and work together.
May God be with all of you. Today we met in the St. Mary's Anglican Church, Accra, what they normally call St. Mary, to give thanks and praise to the Lord Almighty for their Patronal Festival. It is a festival that is celebrated every year, but this year they made it a very special one. 1 month they were doing all kinds of things, including revivals and the rest. And today we have all come together to give God the glory and praise what He has done and continue to do for this church. They took as their theme, Rise and Shine. And so what rise and shine again. So what they are saying is that whatever they were yesterday, From today forward, they want to be different people. They want to shine again to the glory of the Lord Almighty. I pray, asking the youth to support the activities of the church seriously. The future of the church belongs to them. And so we want to see them at the forefront of everything happening in the church. And you know, whatever you do for God, He blesses you. He said, whatever you put in, He will multiply it back to you. So whatever time you put in, money you put in, work you put in, whatever you put in, He's multiplying it back to you in a very special way. So as you serve Him, you are not serving Him for nothing. You are serving Him because He has promised to bless you. Paul says, whatever has gone behind should remain behind. Let's look forward and do what has to be done. And so I urge the members of the church to live together to the glory of God. I said that I wish that everybody's surname ends with Christ, because we are Christians. That is when we know we are a family. So we are a family. Let's live as a family to glorify the name of the Lord Almighty.